Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Jai Hind. I hope I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Saurabh. Good evening, Mohit. Good evening, Abhishek. So I guess I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so last day we could not have a class. Like due to personal reasons, I could not have a class last day. But today we are going to discuss some of the topics. The first topic which we are going to discuss is about this one emerging issue, that is Punjab Haryana water dispute. Okay, so this is one part which we are going to discuss. The second thing which we are going to discuss is animal right versus human rights. We will discuss what is the context of this. Basically, it is from a news with respect to Kerala. So we will try to see what is this part of animal versus human rights. Okay, and then we will talk about certain mains article, for example, prelims related one thing, CBI Director Appointment. Then we have this one topic of IMF Executive Board. So there also we are going to talk about it, that what has happened there. The third thing which we are going to talk about is genome edited rice variety. So India has released this genome edited rice variety. So we will try to see that what is this rice variety, what is the name of it, and what is the main utility of this. So this is one part which we are going to talk about. And then there is also one thing which is going on in the news right now, civil defense drills. So this is one article which was there on the front page itself. Although it is quite significant for the entire country, but for long term in UPSC examination, this civil defense drill is not so much of important topic. Okay, for our nation right now, yes, it is one of the most important topic going on right now. You may have seen this in newspapers, in the news articles also, in the news channels also. Okay, so we will see that part as well. Okay, so these are the topics which we are going to see. Now there is one more thing. There is one thing about answer writing. Many of you are starting this part, that you are starting to prepare for 2026. Okay, you are starting to prepare for 2026, and what I see that like many of you have been asking this question, that how we can like write the answer in the beginning. There is a challenge in answer writing and everything. So this is one part. Like in the past also we have done some answer writing sessions as well. So this time also, after a certain period of time, we are going to have this answer writing session. So don't worry about it. But at the same time, from today itself, we will try to have at least one such question on which you can start answer writing. You can start for the beginning. You can like start answer writing related to some of the topics which we are discussing. Okay. So this is one thing which we are going to start. Okay. Mohit, yes. See, if there is any important current affairs, then I take it. But as the same thing which I told you, like it's not about that what is coming as an article on a particular day. In current affairs, it is not day related article. It is not about just the things which are there in the news. We are reading something which are related with this. Just to give an example, suppose that CBI Director Appointment, this is there in the news. Okay. So we are not talking about this one part, that who is actually being appointed as CBI Director. We are talking about its background and everything. And you will find that if there is an important topic with respect to prelims or mains, that will automatically get repeated multiple times. Even in this year, we have discussed CBI at least 2 or 3 times. If we talk about IMF, we have also discussed it 1 or 2 times. So you will find that if there is an important article, it will get repeated. So don't worry about it. If there is anything important, I will cover that. Okay. So let's start first with some questions. These are like These are revision questions. Many of them you have already solved with somewhat modification. We are having this question again. With reference to International Space Station, consider the following statement. It is the largest man-made structure in space and orbits Earth in low Earth orbit. It completes approximately one orbit around the Earth every 24 hours. It serves as a laboratory for experiments in microgravity across multiple disciplines. How many of the statements given above are correct? So that is the question, and I think many of you can solve it. Okay, Starlink topic was left. Okay, I missed that. Don't worry, we will cover that. Don't worry about it. On any particular day when we are not having too many current affairs, we will discuss that. Okay. So what will be correct here? We have this one question with reference to International Space Station. Okay, C option, B option, B option. What about other people? B option. See, many of you have already gone through it. Many of you have already given answer last time also. We have seen that it is completing one orbit in around 90 minutes. Okay. So it is completing this one orbit in around 90 minutes, not in 24 hours. So second one is incorrect. First and third are correct. So answer is B option. How many of the following are the part of basic structure of Indian Constitution? Free elections, democracy, supremacy of judiciary, federalism. So this is question number 2. How many of them are features of basic structure of Indian Constitution? How many of them are part of basic structure of Indian Constitution? Second question. Options are only 1, only 2, only 3, all 4. Question number 2. Okay, there is a few answer as option number C. Option C, okay. So if we look at this, free election, of course it is part of it, democracy also, federalism also. So these three are part of it. It is independence of judiciary which is part of this structure, independence. Okay. So what we see that this C option is correct here, only 3. So here also the answer will be option number C. Consider the following pollutants: sulfur dioxide, particulate matter, ozone and ammonia. Which of the above are included in India's National Ambient Air Quality Standard? Sulfur dioxide, particulate matter, ozone and ammonia. So this is question number 3. How many of them are included in the National Ambient Air Quality Standard? How many of them are included here? Okay, question number 3. Okay, one answer is C option, another is option number B. So what will be correct here in this question? Which of the above are included in India's National Ambient Air Quality Standard? C option and B option. Okay, if we look at this, sulfur dioxide, it is included, particulate matter, it is also included, ozone, it is also included. Now it comes down to ammonia. I think that may be one confusion whether ammonia is included or not. So remember this part, ammonia is also included here. Okay. So correct answer will be C option, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So these are the options which are correct here. Option 1, 2, 3 and 4, that is the correct answer. Okay. So this is one part. Now let's start our discussion with respect to Punjab Haryana water dispute. So you may have seen that like this entire thing is going on. Recently Punjab Assembly, it has passed a resolution against sharing water with Haryana. They have passed a resolution that they will not be sharing the water with Haryana. So what is the root of this entire story? Basically, we have this one project, Bhakra Nangal project. We have this one project which is Bhakra Nangal project. And if you look at this project, it was conceived even in the pre-independence period in 1910. Okay. So in 1910 itself, this idea was conceived. That from that time itself, there was this topic or discussion about the Bhakra Nangal project. Okay. So this project was conceived in 1910. Means at that time itself, we are having this one project which was discussed, that is Bhakra Nangal project. Now you have also seen this one part that we have got bifurcation of Punjab. We have got this bifurcation of Punjab. It got divided into Punjab and Haryana. That happened in 1966. Okay. So what we see that prior to this, it was under the control of Punjab government. Okay. So if we look at this Bhakra Nangal was under Punjab government. It was under Punjab government, means it was having the control over this Bhakra Nangal project. But after the bifurcation, after this bifurcation, what we see that post bifurcation, of states, what we see that then there was creation of a management board. There was creation of this one management board which was called as Bhakra Management Board. Okay. It was initially called as Bhakra Management Board. But see, this board, it was also renamed. This board was also renamed. Okay. Later on, what we see that it was renamed under like it was given this new name Bhakra. Now this name is like if we talk about this, now it is called as BBMP. Okay. So what we see that Bhakra Vyas Management Board, it was changed, the name was changed. Vyas and Satluj, they were also included, like Satluj and Vyas, they were merged together and this was named as BBMP. Okay. Bhakra Vyas Management Project. Okay. So what we see that there was again name change, but that name change is not important. What we see that there is a management board which is looking after the water sharing of the Vyas river and the Satluj river. Okay. So now what we see that this body which is now renamed as BBMP, this is renamed as BBMP. It is having control over the Satluj plus Vyas. It is having control over the Satluj and Vyas, and in fact what we see that the Pong Dam which is there in this Pong Dam and the Pando Dam, it is also being looked by the same board. So apart from Bhakra and Nangal Dam, there is Pong as well as Pando Dam which is looked after by this board. Okay. And this is giving this idea that how the water sharing will go between the states. So this one is responsible for deciding the water sharing. Decides the water sharing. This one is deciding the water sharing. So now even if whatever a state says, whatever the states are saying, this is the management board which is going to decide how much water is going to be provided to Punjab or Haryana or Himachal Pradesh or Delhi or any other state. So they are getting it according to this BBMP. Now the question is, what has happened this year? See, if we look at this, just to give an idea, for the current year, this is not something which you have to write. For the current year, what we see that they have allocated 5.512 million acre feet to Punjab, near about 2.98 to Haryana, and 3.318 to Rajasthan. Okay. So they have allotted this water to each and every state. Now Punjab is saying that Haryana has already withdrawn this much amount of water, means around 104% of its water has already been withdrawn by Haryana. So they are saying that Haryana has already taken its part. Haryana has already taken its part, and now it should not be given anything more, anything extra. So this is one part which we see here. Okay. And now at the same time, there is one more challenge. Last year, there was lesser amount of snowfall in Himalayas, and due to which this year there is water scarcity also. So that is one part. Now, this is one issue, but we have to look into the broader concept, okay. The broader issue, and that is river dispute between states. Okay. This dispute may subside in a few weeks or a few months, even if there is a plenty of rainfall. So by June or July, this issue might get settled. But the thing is, earlier we have seen that this river dispute was largely for the southern states. Largely we have seen it is for the southern states. Like Tamil Nadu is there, Andhra Pradesh is there, Karnataka is there, Kerala is there. So they are having this water sharing dispute. But think about this now, that now we are having this water dispute between the states of this northern plain. They are being fed by Himalayan rivers which are perennial in nature. They are perennial rivers, and still what we see that now they are having this water crisis. Okay. So what we see that this river dispute, now it has spread to Himalayan states again. Spread to Himalayan states. So can you tell me why? What are the causes of this? Why the Himalayan states are having this issue? So can you discuss about this? That why we are having this water dispute in Himalayan rivers or in Himalayan region? See, you will also have to participate in this part. If you have to start the answer writing, you will have to participate, you will have to think and give answers. Because this is what you require. You have to do this you have to start thinking about the topic, you have to do this brainstorming, and then you have to give the answer. So can you tell me why the Himalayan states are now fighting for this war? They are Himalayan states. Himalaya has got enormous amount of water. But in this area, what we see that now there is a fight between the states for water. So why? Can you tell me why they are suffering from this issue? Decrease in water level. Okay. So we can divide it into two parts. Okay. We can divide it into two different sections. One is the natural factors and one is the human part. So what we see that in the natural factors, like you have seen, glacial fed rivers, lack of water, but why? Okay. One of the prime causes climate change. Yes, this is one of the prime change, climate change. Lack of snowfall, melting of glaciers, या इसको melting नहीं लिखकर we can write it retreat of glaciers. Erratic rainfall pattern. We have seen in this region, we have got the erratic rainfall pattern. Okay. So that is the natural part. But what about the artificial part? Like if we focus right now on Punjab and Haryana, why they are fighting over water? What is the cause? Is there any human error there? Is there any such error there? Human error? If we look into this area of Punjab and Haryana, what we see that they are having paddy cultivation. They are having paddy cultivation, and this one requires huge amount of irrigation. Think about this. Naturally, this is not an area suitable for irrigation or like rain-fed crops. This is not a suitable area for rain-fed crops because Punjab and Haryana, they are not having sufficient amount of rainfall. They are not having sufficient amount of rainfall for harvesting of these crops. But what we see that they are having this repetition of paddy after paddy after paddy. Okay. So what we see that lack of crop rotation. Lack of crop rotation, that is also one of the challenge. Okay. Insignificant or insufficient water harvesting techniques. Think about this. Just a few weeks ago, I think, or just last week, we have seen that Gurugram, we call it as Millennium City, we call it as like, we give many names to it. We say that it is one of the most advanced cities of India. But just a few back ago, when there was rainfall in Delhi, the entire Gurugram was flooded. Think about this, a city which is having the presence of 500 fortune companies of the world is getting flooded in a rainfall of just a few hours. It is getting flooded in rainfall of a few hours. And on the other hand, Haryana government is saying that we are having water scarcity for drinking purposes. They are saying that they are having water scarcity for drinking purposes. On the other hand, Gurugram, which is one of the major cities of Haryana, is getting flooded. The entire streets, the entire roads, they are getting like they are getting flooded with water. So this is one of the challenge which we see, the poor water management skills of our governments, of our urban areas. Okay. So what we see that this insufficient water harvesting technique, that is also one of the reason why we are having this lack of water and this water crisis or water dispute between the states. Okay. So this is one of the reason, natural factor also, anthro factors also. Now, you may have to also add one thing, that what can be the way forward? What can be the way forward? So tell me, in this aspect, what can be the way forward? What can be the way forward in this case? How we can change, or how we can change this part, that the river water disputes can be reduced? What steps we can take in this regard? Yeah. The number one, of course, what we can say that the agriculture practices, they have to be reformed. Agri reforms. One of the major demand is one of the major demand is that we need agri reforms. We need those crops which are water efficient. Okay. So we need water efficient crops. Water efficient crops. We also need climate resilient agriculture. Second thing is, we also need to have water harvesting. We have been running MG Narega for the last 20 years. We have been running a scheme MG Narega for the last 20 years. This is 2025. After 20 years of all those efforts of the labor, all those expenditure of the public money, in the last 20 years, how we have missed making the water harvesting structures. We have got this entire MG Narega running for so many years, and why we don't have the water conservation structures. So that is also one of the challenge. The third part, which you can see that apart from this, we also need a permanent body, a permanent national body for river disputes. So this is one solution which has always been proposed, that we need a functional permanent national body for river disputes which can act in a fair manner. The one which can act in a fair manner. The one which can act in fair manner. So that is also one requirement. That is also one requirement. We need to have one such body. Okay. Then at the same time, we also have to ensure that this climate change, this snow cover and each and everything which is there in Himalayan regions, we need to look after this. We need to stop the retreating of glaciers. We need to come back for the Himalayan ecosystem. Okay. So we need to finding solution for Himalayan river depleting sources. Their sources are getting depleted year after year. So we need to find a solution for this, so that we can come with a concrete something. We can come with something concrete. So that is what we need here in case of Himalayan rivers. Okay. So this is one part. Now, if you look at the map here, this is your Satluj river. And on Satluj river, you have the Bhakra Dam, you have the Nangal Dam. Okay. And this is also Yamuna Satluj link also here. Okay. This is the Yamuna river, and we are trying to connect it via this Bhakra Dam and Nangal Dam. So that is one of the important part. We are having a Satluj link also, Yamuna Satluj link also. Okay. On the other part, if you look at this area, here on the Bees river, we have this one part, Pando. Okay. Here we have, of course, the Pong Dam. Okay. This is the Bhakra Nangal Dam. Nangal Dam. Here we see that on the upper part, on Ravi river, here we have this Ranjit Sagar Dam. So these topics are also relevant from prelims perspective. Okay. That we have this Ranjit Sagar Dam here on this Ravi river. On the on the Beej river, we have the Pando Dam and the Pong Dam. And on this part, on the Ravi river, we have got this Ranjit Sagar Dam. Okay. So these dams are, or these locations, they are also important. That what are these dams, where they are located. Okay. So this is one part. Okay. Now, coming to the second topic. You may have experienced this. Okay. Like there are arguments on both sides. What we see that there is one main issue in many of the cities of India, that is stray dogs attacking people. Stray dogs attacking people. So, what do you think about this topic? This is part of the, you can get a question in ethics on this also. You can get a case study like this. You can get a case study like this, that suppose you are a DM of a district, and in that district there are a number of stray dogs. There have been increase in cases of stray dogs attacking the common people. There have been lakhs of cases, and in that situation many people are asking you to go for the culling of animals, means killing of these stray dogs, whereas the animal welfare organizations, they are telling you that no, you should not be killing these animals. Basically, we have invaded their area and they should not be forced out, or they should not be killed. It is against their rights. So in this situation, what are your options? What are your options in this situation as a district, as a district collector there, as a DM there? What are your options? So tell me about this. What do you feel about it? Let me give you some of the concepts here. There is this Article 51A. Article 51A, which is fundamental duties. Article 51A. So it is asking to show compassion to all living creatures. Clause G, it says, show compassion. Show compassion to all living creatures. Now, on the other hand, let me give you a data also. And the data is that as per the state government's data of Kerala, and you can understand that many of the dog related incidents may not have been recorded also, but in 2024 around 3.17 lakh people, they have gone to hospitals for dog bite related cases. Okay, so what we see that in Kerala, in just Kerala, in 2024, around 3.17 lakh cases of dog bite related patients. So around 3.17 lakh people, they have gone for this dog bite related cases in hospital. Now, if we talk about this data, there may have been many such people who may not have gone to hospital for treatment, because if someone is going to hospital for treatment, it means they have got some serious injury, then they have approached the hospital. There may have been many people who may not have gone to hospital. Okay. So in this scenario, what do you think that what should be this do we need to prefer the right of the dog there or the right of the humans there? Whose life is more important, and what is the solution for this? What is the solution for this? One answer is from Prachi that animal birth can be controlled. Okay. Anyone else? What else can be done in this regard? Like, you may get this one question in ethics paper. So we have to transfer dogs to jungle, but they are not wild dogs. They are not wild dogs. dog shelter can be created. Okay, one thing is dog shelters can be created, fine. Okay. Proper vaccination to dogs against rabies. Okay, fine. Finding triggered by why the dogs bite the people. There is one trigger which has been identified. There are many people who are feeding the stray dogs or the dogs who are there on the streets. So there are many people who are feeding them. So now the dog thinks that, they get this mindset that everyone who is coming to them, they must be feeding it. They must be feeding that dog. Now if someone is not feeding them, then they go and attack that person. Then they go to attack that person. But sometimes it has been seen that they have been even attacking those people who are feeding them. Even those people who are feeding them, they are also being attacked by the dogs. Okay. Carrying biscuit packets. Yes. But see about this, there may be very smaller kids. Now, for those who are like, let's say 25, 30 or even 20 years, many of them may be carrying these biscuits. But that is not a solution for each and every time. Like every time when you are going out of your house, you cannot be going out with a biscuit. They are attacking even smaller children, those who are of age 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, or even 9 to 10 years. So if they are having biscuit, they will prefer to eat by themselves. Why they will give it to dog? Okay. That is one challenge. What we see that there is this one issue. There is this one part, right to life versus public safety. Okay. What we see that in Animal Welfare Board versus Nagaraj case, it has been said that stray dogs have a right to life with dignity. They have also a right to life with dignity. It has been said by Supreme Court that they have this right to life. Okay. What we see that there is also this one part, India accounts for 36% of global rabies death according to World Health Organization. That we have got around 36% of global rabies death. Okay. Now, if we talk about this, okay, it may happen that due to compassion, many of the citizens are feeding them, but it can lead to this territorial aggression, hygiene issues, and even resentment from others. So this is one of the trigger factor which has been identified. This is one of the trigger factor. Even Supreme Court, it has given this one instruction that feeding should be regulated and done in designated areas. That you cannot have feeding of the dogs in each and every part, in each and every streets. There must be some designated area. There must be some designated area where you can go for this feeding of the dogs. Dignity means with respect. They also have this right to live with respect, getting all the things for them. So that is dignity. Okay. Now, there is one more part. There is one thing called as animal birth control rules, and there is culling. So what we see that this ABC rules, it focuses on sterilization and vaccination, not the killing. Okay. So this is one thing, animal birth control. Okay. So what we see that implementation is poor and underfunded, and there is one challenge that should ethically ineffective policies be reevaluated. Do we need to change this? Do we need to again see this part that if we are talking about animal birth control, it is not as effective as we think. So what should be the next option? They are not effective. The street dogs, their population is also increasing, and it is becoming a much more bigger issue for, like right now we may have seen many of the vendors, many of the delivery boys, when they're passing through some streets, when they're going through some areas, they are also being attacked by the stray dogs. So that is also one of the challenge. Okay. Now, this is one part also. There is one thing that this stray dog menace, it is not in all the areas. what has been seen that it has been there in this low income areas. Low income areas. And now see, there is one fight. There are many people who are animal lovers, they are pet lovers, they are coming out of their very costly vehicles and they are feeding a few biscuits or other things to the street dogs, and they are all up against this part that there should not be killing of stray dogs, there should not be any such animal birth control also. So in their own area, in their own native regions, there is no such problem of street dogs or stray dogs. But in the low or middle income areas, what we see that there is more this terror due to stray dogs. So this is one part. This is one part that who is going to take the burden of this. You may not have seen that the rich people who are advocating for all the pets right and everything, they are not the victims of this. The victims are often those people who lack the resources. Many of them are poor, many of them are gig workers, many of them are street vendors, many of them are selling items from one house to another house. Many of them are rag pickers. They are collecting the waste and all from other houses, and stray dogs are attacking over them. So who is the victim? Who is deciding the policy and the entire discussion about stray dogs? So this is one case study for you. This is one case study for you. I want you all to write about this. Okay. I want you all to write about this, that the right of dog versus public safety. Ethical dimensions. And what options would you suggest? So this is one part of GS paper 4 which you have to discuss. Okay. More aggressive in village areas. Some people are training their dogs for this purpose. They are training their dogs that if that person is coming, if that person is passing by, just change him. Okay. So there are certain people who are training their dogs to be much more aggressive. Okay. You may have seen, yes, that in many areas people are doing this. Now, coming to the next part, but just let's see this one question. Consider the following pairs. Hokhera wetland, location Punjab. Renuka wetland, Himachal Pradesh. Rudrasagar lake, Tripura. Tastam Kota, Tamil Nadu. So many a times you are getting question on dams or lakes which are located in various regions. So like we have seen about some of the dams. So similarly we have got this one question. Hokhera, Renuka, Rudrasagar, Tastam Kota. How many of them are correctly matched? Okay, one answer is B option. B option from David. Only one answer so far. Is this a tough question? See, you have to see the lakes which are there throughout the country. You have to see them from time to time. So whenever you get the time, try to have this on your map itself, so that next year when you are actually going for exam, you don't have to worry about it. Yeah. So if we talk about this Hokhera wetland, it is there in Jammu and Kashmir. Okay. Hokhera wetland, that is in Jammu and Kashmir. Renuka is correct. Rudrasagar is correct. These two are correct. Tastam Kota lake, it is there in Kerala. Kerala. So here, sorry, these two are correctly matched. Rudrasagar and Renuka. Hokhera is there. Pokera is there in Jammu and Kashmir. Kerala is in Kerala, we have the Sastamkota Lake. So Rudsagar is correct, Renuka is correct. Now, coming on to the next topic, we have this CBI Director Appointment. Okay. So, like last year, we have got this Leader of Opposition. Last year, we have got this provision of Leader of Opposition after a long period of time. Now we have someone as Leader of Opposition. So in that context, what we see that there is this one controversy now. The controversy with respect to the CBI. Okay. So if we look at this, the CBI, okay, if we talk about this body, it was appointed in 1963. It was constituted. You all know that we have discussed it last time also. Under Delhi Police Special Establishment Act, this was established. Under Delhi Police Special Establishment Act, this one organization was also established. Okay. So we see that it is not a statutory body. It is not a statutory body. And not a all India body. It is not an all India body. Means it is not a federal agency. It is the special police of Delhi government. In fact, we can say that it is a special wing of Delhi police. This one has become a special wing of Delhi police. So that is one thing which we know about CBI. Then this CBI, it is having a director. This director is having a tenure of 2 years. But this 2-year tenure can be extended up to 5 years by giving 1 year extension at one time. Okay. So what we see that 1 + 1 + 1 extension can be given. Means total 5 years can be there. Maximum 5 years can be there. But 3 times 1 year extension can be provided. Okay. So generally the tenure is of 2 years, but extension can be provided for 1 + 1 + 1. So right now what we see that there is no such this consensus on who would be appointed as CBI director. There has been no such consensus on this part that who will be appointed as CBI director. So the existing CBI director, he may be given a 1 year extension. He may be given this 1 year extension. So now what we see that he is appointed on basis of a committee. And that committee, it consists of 3 important people. There is a committee which is there. It is consisting of 3 important people. One is Prime Minister, one is Leader of Opposition in Parliament, and plus Chief Justice of India. So on the basis of recommendation of these 3 people, we see that there is appointment of Director of CBI. Okay. So this is one part, that CBI Director is not getting appointed most likely this year. So the existing CBI Director may be given an extension. So I hope that you know about this one concept, general consent and special consent. So that is your task also. In the previous sessions we have discussed this part. There is one thing called as general consent. There is one thing called as general consent, and there is one thing called as special consent. So this one is also a task for you. This one is task for you, that you have to take this, you have to read about this part. What is general consent and what is special consent of CBI. Okay. So do this part, and tomorrow I will ask you again. Tomorrow I will ask you again. There is one confusion. Sometimes you are getting this question. We call certain bodies as constitutional, we call some as statutory, and we sometimes call a body as executive body. So the better word for this is a body established by executive resolution. A body established using executive resolution. So that is what CBI is. A body established through executive resolution. Sometimes in short, we call it as executive body. Basically, all the bodies which are there, they are all part of executive. So they all, in the broader sense, they will all be executive body. But in the legal sense, it will be called as a body created through executive resolution. Okay. So I hope that is clear, David. Now, one more part. One more part, and that is IMF Executive Board. Okay. So what we see that there has been this one discussion that Parmeshwaram Iyer, if we talk about this person, Parmeshwaram Iyer, he is now director at the World Bank. He has been given this responsibility of representing India at the executive board of IMF. Okay. So he is going to represent India. He is going to represent India. And where he will be representing it? At the executive board. At this executive board of IMF, International Monetary Fund. So he will be representing India at the executive board of IMF. Now, if we talk about this executive board, if we look at first the IMF, what is the aim of IMF? IMF is there for monetary cooperation, ensuring financial stability, facilitating international trade, reduction of global poverty, and promoting sustainable economic growth and high employment. So these are the objectives of this IMF. They are the objectives. One is fostering the monetary cooperation, that the countries of the world, they can have monetary cooperation. Second and major task, this is the most important task of it, ensuring the financial stability, the global financial stability. Third part is, it is facilitating international trade also, reduction of global poverty also, and even promoting sustainable economic growth and higher employment. So these are the 5 objectives of IMF. Now, if we talk about the structure, if we talk about its structure, it has got one thing called as Board of Governor. It has got this one structure called as Board of Governor. So what we see here, this is the top decision making body, and it has got one governor per member country. Means all the member countries who are there, they will have one governor assigned here in the Board of Governors. Second thing is key decision. It is taking all the key decision like quota approval, how much quota a country can have, new members, which one will be added and which will not be allowed, and policy amendments. So that is the main work of Board of Governor. It has also got this ministerial committees. So this ministerial committees, okay, it discusses global financial system management. There is one thing, International Monetary and Financial Committee. UPSC has asked one question about this one especially. Recently, we have got this one question in UPSC about this committee, International Monetary and Financial Committee. So this is discussing global financial system management. Second thing is Development Committee. So this is advising on economic development of emerging markets. That for emerging markets, how they are going to develop and all. So that is given by Development Committee. And finally, we have this Executive Board. So this Executive Board is made up of 24 executive directors, and they are representing all the countries. So this one is headed by the managing director, and he is appointed for 5 years. So this executive board is on the basis of election, okay, that the countries of the world, they are choosing their executive, like the countries from the different regions, they are having this selection, or you can say election of the executive board governor. Okay. So on the basis of that, this executive board is there having 24 executive directors, and they are like taking most of the decisions of IMF on day-to-day basis, like how much funding has to be provided, whether the country will be getting this rapid financing instrument or not. So those instruments which are there, they are taken by this organization, that is IMF Executive Board. Okay. So that is why this was also there in the news. Okay. Now, if you look at this, IMF is also giving out certain reports like World Economic Outlook, Global Financial Stability Report, and Fiscal Monitor. So these are the three major reports which are published by IMF. One is World Economic Outlook, Global Financial Stability Report, the main report. Again, you can say that this is the main report, and then Fiscal Monitor. So these three are the major reports of IMF. Okay. So that is one part. What is IMF doing? Right now we are having one person. Right now we have seen that Parmeshwaram Iyer, he has been given this task to represent India at IMF Executive Board meeting. Why? We are going to see how IMF is funding Pakistan. So we are trying to like economically also attack Pakistan. So therein, this policy has been adopted. A new member has been appointed who will be keeping India's views on Pakistan funding. So that is the main target here. That is the main target here, that what we want to do in that part. Okay. Now, one last topic, genome edited rice variety. Okay. So what we see that, if we talk about this news, we have seen that we have got, or India has become the first country to have two varieties of genome edited rice. The one is called as DRR Han 100 Kamal, okay. And the second variety is called as Pusa DST rice 1. So these are the two varieties of rice which has been edited. And what is the main purpose? If we talk about the DRR Dhan 100 Kamal, it is having maturity which is less, around 15 or 20 days less than the conventional one. Means it will have a early maturity. It will have a early maturity. It will save around 15 to 20 days. What will be the benefit? Just connect it with the stubble burning. Farmers will get more time. Farmers will get more time to reduce or remove their crops, from the field. So it will have a 15 to 20 days extra time here. Okay. And even 25% more yield. So yield will be higher, time will be lesser. So that is two advantages. The second variety is called as Pusa DST rice 1. Okay. So it has got tolerance for salinity and alkalinity. Okay. If there is saline water or saline soil or alkaline soil, so there also this crop can grow easily. So that is one benefit which we see here. Okay. So here also yield is 30% higher, and even in saline conditions, this can also generate huge amount of paddy. Okay. So that is one thing which we have seen. And it has been said that India has become the first country to do this genome editing of the rice. Okay. There is one thing called a gene modification. So in gene modification, sometimes we are adding the genes of other organisms also. Here we have just done this two part, that we have done a little bit of genome editing of the rice varieties. Okay. So this is one thing. Like DRR Dhan 100 Kamal and Pusa DST, it has been introduced in India. Okay. So that is one part, that we have got this genome edited rice also now. In the upcoming days, we will discuss it in a little bit more detail. Once more information is released by the government about this. Once more information is released by government about it, we will discuss that in detail. Okay. So this is one part. Okay. Now what we see that right now we are having civil defense drills across India. The target is simple, to prepare the citizens in case of any such exigency, in case of any such war. So this topic is not like you have to revise this for prelims or mains. Even if you are just knowing about it, that is sufficient. Okay. So you don't have to like go for reading of this article. Even this is there on the first page, then also not relevant from the exam point of view. Okay. From news point of view, yes, it is very important, but not from exam point of view. Okay. So let's see a few questions here. In the context of the development in bioinformatics, the term transcriptome, sometimes seen in the news, refers to what? A range of enzymes used in gene editing, genome editing, the full range of mRNA molecules expressed by an organism, the description of mechanism of gene expression, and a mechanism of genetic mutation taking place in cell. So what is transcriptome? What is this transcriptome? Any idea about this? What is transcriptome? C option and B option. See, basically what we see that the DNA, it can make mRNA, and this process is called as transcription. This process is called as transcription. So the mRNAs which are made here, they are called as transcriptome. Okay. So transcriptome is basically the full range of mRNA molecules expressed by an organism. So that second option is correct here. Transcriptome means the RNAs which are there. Okay. See this second question. Gold tranche refers to a loan system of World Bank, one of the operations of central bank, a credit system guaranteed by WTO to its member, a credit system guaranteed by IMF to its member. So gold tranche is there. Can you tell me what it is related with? Gold tranche. So it is related to which organization? A loan system by World Bank, one of the operations of central bank, a credit system by WTO, and also a credit system guaranteed by IMF to its members. So what is correct here? Yes. So I think you know this part. Gold tranche is basically reserve tranche, which is a credit system guaranteed by IMF to its members. Yeah. So that is called as gold tranche. Now, recently, which of the following currencies has been added to basket of IMF SDR? Ruble, Rand, Indian Rupee, or Renminbi? Which one of the following currencies has been proposed to added to the basket of IMF SDR? Special drawing right. One is Ruble, second is Rand, third is Indian Rupee, and fourth is Renminbi. So this is a question from UPSC 2016. Again here at that time, what we see that Renminbi, which is a currency of China, it was added. Okay. It was added to the SDR. So this one was added to SDR, special drawing rights, in 2016 itself. Okay. And one question for you. Okay. One another question for you. Do you think that it is the right time for India to introduce genetically engineered crops? Okay. Justify your answer. So try to write this in 150 words. Tomorrow we will discuss this part. In tomorrow's session, we are going to discuss this one question. Do you think that it is the right time for India to introduce genetically modified or genetically engineered crops? Justify your answer. You have to write this in 150 words. Okay. A complete PDF of revision series. Namanat, you can check on Telegram. There you will find it. Okay. Just check on Telegram, you will find it. So that will be all for today. Write the answer for it. And tomorrow again, we will meet in the same session at 5 p.m. to discuss more things. So write this answer. From tomorrow itself, we are going to start its discussion. Thank you everyone. Take care. Thank you.